Hello, my name is Christina Alaman, and I will be discussing with you factors affecting the physiologic function. Factors that affect the physiological function during exercise is intensity, duration, frequency, environmental. As we know, everyone's activity is not at the same level. I myself am not a runner, but I have a friend who runs a few times a week. If we were to do a 5K together, I could easily bet her intensity and duration would be a lot different from mine. She would probably run 5K a lot faster and would have better time than me. All four of these factors will determine what energy system is being used, if I am working on anaerobic or aerobic state. So let's take a look at how these factors enhance and limit our functionality. We'll discuss the factors of rest and the effects it has on us physiologically, similarities of the exercises and rest, and how heat impacts our physiologic function during exercise. Factors enhancing physiological function. One major factor that enhances your physiological function is frequency. Aerobic energy system helps with your oxygen uptake and metabolic system. Being able to train an aerobic energy system is important for many athletes. The endurance helps train your body to gain maximal oxygen uptake during an exercise. When you're in an anaerobic energy system, you're allowing your muscles to contract and gain energy from the ATP. What limits physiologic function? I would say intensity, duration, and environmental. I group the first two together because these two impact your endurance. These are exercises that are done for extended periods of time, which also require oxygen uptake. Your maximal oxygen uptake requires the cardiorespiratory system to move oxygen to the exercising muscles. Limitations on your cardiac output is commonly identified. 70 to 85% of the limitation in maximal oxygen uptake is due to the maximal cardiac output. So also your lungs. Your lungs' job is to move oxygen from the environment into your body. So what you breathe in, your lungs will do the job. In highly trained endurance athletes, this can be difficult because of the higher cardiac output, possibly leaving lower blood oxygenated levels. Because working muscles need more oxygen when you are an endurance athlete, more blood needs to be given to the muscles. When looking at environmental, all of the functions there with environmental can limit it. You have your heat, you have your altitude, you have your cold. All of these different environments require some form of training to get you to where you need to go, which we'll discuss a little bit later. We'll go into a little bit in depth on the heat part. Factors that affect the physiological function at rest. So let's take a look at this right now. The resting metabolic rate accounts for 60 to 75% of your daily energy expenditure. You have your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. Falls under this category and is the minimum energy required for a person's body to be able to function in the waking state. Body size influences the resting metabolism, which is your body surface area. The unit for your BMR is kcal per square meter of your BSA per hour. When estimating the resting daily energy expenditure, you have to multiply a person's BMR by the BSA. By doing this, you're able to understand what a person's caloric intake should be. There's an equation to determine the RDEE that is altered primarily by sex, and the reason for this is because a female's BMR averages 5 to 10% lower than males. As I just mentioned, age, body mass, and stature help predict the RDEE. If these decide the RDD, you have to also look at what these factors do with age. If you do not continue physical activity on a regular basis, you are potentially decreasing the fat-free mass in your body. By doing so, you are increasing your resting metabolism. Similarities between the factors affecting the physiologic function during exercise versus rest. I say similarities as age, body mass frequency, duration, environmental. In order to keep your fat-free mass down, which keeps your BMR low, you need to stay active. Staying active allows your body to oxidize and help with cellular growth. Exercising also helps with endurance that allows you to reach a max oxygen uptake. What your body needs in order to be at a resting period is also needed for activity. Heat production resulting from oxygen uptake affects the physiological function during exercise. So let's take a look at this right now. According to McArdle and Catch, acclimatization is a 10-day process. An athlete who is taking part of heat acclimatization will work out daily, increasing time as they go along their 10-day process. By doing this, they are allowing their bodies to reach their optimal performance in their typical environment. Heat acclimation improves the oxygen uptake in exercise activity, which we'll talk about right now. There was a study out there that shows that training in heat increases your aerobic exercise, and by training through the heat acclimation, you'll see these changes in your percentages go up. So let's take a look at the study. The study is from a Journal of Applied Physiology. This study looked at how heat acclimation improves oxygen uptake through aerobic exercise. From the subjects that were studied under heat acclimation improved by 8%. Your oxygen uptake increased by 8% in heat and 5% in cool. Also increased time performance by 8% in hot and 6% in cool. Your power lactate threshold was increased in hot and cold by 5%. So you have to be able to see the benefits here of what heat acclimation can do, and how it will help you as far as being able to work through the heat, and if you're running a marathon or the case of what you're doing. Age can impact the regulation of core temperature. Gender can also impact the physiological and thermal stress during acclimatization. So thank you so much for watching right now, and hopefully you got some information that was beneficial to you. And again, thank you for watching.